Hey, that was really cool. Hi.
Hi.
That that was really cool. I hadn't seen it. I know you sent it to me, Debbie, but I didn't want to see it because I wanted to see it live for the first time here and be like, oh wow, cool. Hey guys, welcome guys. We are here live with Real Politics Live. We don't do the news, we don't make the news, we just help you see it. My name is Roman Bettis. I am with. We don't have Manny today. We have the Manny station has been filled accidentally by some little creature named Josh Peltier. Why did you steal our eye candy for the show? Nobody comes to see me. What did you do to him? Where's Manny? What did you do? Okay,
I think he's going to find Biden's basement or something.
He probably is. We have Josh Peltier. He's with the Cameron County Conservatives Facebook page. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm doing well tonight. How are you, sir?
Awesome, doing great. And with us as well is a personal friend of mine who I just adore. She is a former Harlingen Cardinal. She's an Harlingen Cardinal alum. She is Debbie D'Souza. She's a movie producer. She's an all-around awesome person. And that was her first music video. Is that what we just saw, Debbie?
Well, actually, to be honest, it's not really my first music video. I sang in Hillary's America, in Death of a Nation, and I've done CDs before. So this was the first music promo we did, because with the first, with Hillary's America, I sang God Bless America at the end of the movie, and you didn't see me, so you only heard me. But we never did any kind of promo. Nobody really knew unless Dinesh was speaking somewhere and he goes, by the way, my wife sang God Bless America. That was kind of the only way. And then it's really funny, Death of a Nation, Dinesh goes, Debbie, you should be in the movie. You should be singing in the movie, right? So I get all dolled up, we do the whole, I go on this stage, the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I sing in the movie. And nobody knew it was me.
Really? No one knew it was you?
No one knew it was me. And when Dinesh said, yeah, because my wife sang in the movie, they're like, really? And he goes, yeah, she sang Oh America. And actually for me, it was a very I loved it, because people were like, oh, we thought she was like a Celtic woman.
Oh, wow.
So, that was an honor, right? It was, yeah. So anyway, but no, nobody knew it was me. So this time he goes, let's do not only, because see, my voice is in the movie singing. And then I'm also in the movie. I appear in the movie speaking later, but my singing is in there. And so he was like, let's just do a music video to show when you were in the studio recording the song. So we thought it was kind of cool. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I just, so everybody knows, since Manny's not here, I'm trying to direct a little bit of Josh. So you might see me doing this and tagging a little private chat. So it's not that I'm not paying attention. Guys, please put your comments in your Facebook, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. You'll see the crawl there. Please like and share our page. We want as many people watching. Hey, Claudia, how you doing, Claudia? Welcome. We want as many people to watch this interview, because we're going to talk about that movie that she just did. Trump Card. Trump Card is a documentary by you and Dinesh D'Souza. Dinesh has been many documentaries over the years. He's pretty much a star when it comes to those things. But you are now a star because you're in the movie. How nervous were you to be in the movie and to see yourself for the first time in a movie? I'm sure you've already seen the documentary before it's unveiled tomorrow.
Yeah. So I was in Hillary's America. I played a really small. I played a really small role. I was his teacher. Because he had to do community service. So when we recreated the classroom, I was the teacher. Literally, if you sneezed, you missed me.
That's probably why I didn't see you. I didn't know that. Okay, well,
yeah. So that was that, and then of course I told you I sang in Death of a Nation, and I was in it in the movie. You could see me, and so it was fun. Being in the movie is kind of surreal. I mean, I kind of like detach myself, and I just watch it, scientifically to make sure, because when we produce these movies, we actually edit them. So we take all of the scenes, we splice them together, and then we watch it, and then if the movie's like 3 hours long, we have to then decide, what do we cut, what do we put here, what do we put here, so we sew it. It's like sewing it up, right? So after doing this like over and over again for 2 months, I kind of like, I didn't really pay attention anymore. I was like, okay, that's my scene, whatever, and I was just take notes, okay, let's take this out, let's put this in. And because all the interviews are very long. So the way this works is we interview all these people, and we interview them for like 30 minutes to an hour. But in the movie, they're like 5 minutes tops. So we have to take an interview that is an hour long and cut it to 5 minutes. So we have to listen to the interview over and over and over again, so we know exactly what we want to cut and what we want to put in. So it's a painstaking thing that we do to put this movie together. It takes a lot of work. I'm not trying to like go, oh, these movies, but it does take a lot of work. So it's kind of cool when you finally see it in its final form, and we're like, we can take a big breath that we did something, that we accomplished something, and we feel like this is our best movie. I mean, it's Dinesh's first movie. We weren't married, and so, but I have to tell you something really funny about that movie. Is when I saw it, that was Obama 2016. Obama's America 2016. Obama's America. So when I saw it, I told my mom, I'm like, it was a good movie, but he didn't go far enough.
Oh, wow. Really? Because I thought you went pretty far in that one. I remember that one. I remember watching that in the theater.
I wanted him to go further. But no, I mean, it was a very, and it was something that only Dinesh had picked up on, and that was Obama's anti-colonialism and the reason for his behavior and hatred of America. And he nailed it. I mean, he explained it, and he also predicted a lot of things that ended up happening under Obama.
Yeah. This movie is, you all didn't interview Trump for this, right, at all?
So what happened is we were going to, and then COVID struck.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was one of those things where we started filming. We went to the White House, which I don't know when you want me to talk about that.
This was my segue to talk about when you met President Trump for the first time.
Right. So as some of you know, Dinesh was pardoned 2 years ago by Trump for a campaign finance violation that he had done in 2013, I think, or 2014. And it was really the fact that he wanted to help a college friend, and in Texas and in the federal government, you have a limit as to how much you can give a candidate, but you can give a PAC unlimited amounts of money. So if that candidate were to have had a PAC, Dinesh could have written a check for her PAC and no problem.
Right.
But the fact that he told a couple of people, hey, listen, please donate to her campaign and I'll pay you back, that was a federal crime.
Okay.
And Dinesh did not know that. But had he known me then, I would have told him that. Yeah. I knew that, but he didn't know that. And most people don't know that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so all that to say that it was a felony, on his record, and Trump, bless his heart, pardoned him 2 years ago. So Ted Cruz was very instrumental in that pardon as well. Ted Cruz's father, Rafael, married us. And so, I have a long relationship with that family. So thanks to him, he went up to Trump and asked him for that pardon. So that happened, right? And so we were very, very, very thankful to both Ted Cruz, but also to Trump, because Trump didn't have to do it. Ted Cruz could have asked him and he could have said no, but he believed in Dinesh. In fact, he was a big fan of Dinesh's. So he said, absolutely, Dinesh, you got screwed, the whole thing, right? Yes. So for 2 years, we were trying to go to the White House to meet him and all this and that. We couldn't do it. finally last November, we were able to go see him at the Oval Office, and it was kind of cool because we really didn't know how the meeting was going to go. Like, we didn't know if it was just going to be a meet and greet, like a couple of minutes, you know, like hello, 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 goodbye, right? Well, no, we were with him for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, wow.
And he comes in. First of all, let me backtrack to say that although I was very thankful to President Trump for pardoning Dinesh, I wasn't really on the Trump train.
Yeah.
I did vote for him, though, because I did not want Hillary to win. And I knew that that was the only way that would happen. So I voted for him. But I said, there are two ways that I'm going to like totally like kiss his feet. And that's if he pardons my husband and if he saves my birth country. So he is probably going to save my birth country if he wins re-election, but he did actually pardon Dinesh. So, anyway.
It's not a quid pro quo, though. It's just something you want as a voter.
Exactly. I think I told you that last time. But so anyway, so he comes in and he is like so nice. He treats us like we're like longtime friends. He sits down, he chats with us, and I'm just like really mesmerized that I'm like really liking him, and I go, how do you, because I thought he was going to say something different than what he said, but I go, how do you do it day in, day out? You do something really good for this country, and the media tears you down. They tear you down daily. They attack you. They lie about you. They do all these things. How do you just not like get in a fetal position and just, cry? And I thought he was going to say, well, that's because, they're crazy or blah, 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 and he goes, Debbie, I do care. It does get to me. And he got real teary-eyed. And I literally was like, oh my gosh. It was such a surprise to me because I really thought that he was just, very, megalomaniac, egomaniac, whatever you want to call, but he's not. He is not that. And he is a very real person, very down to earth. Mm-hmm. And, again, big surprise that it does affect him. So after that, we talked about, just different things, policy. We talked about the media. We talked about Venezuela. That was a big subject that I really wanted to talk to him about. And so we talked about that. He talked to Dinesh about a few things. And I mean, it was, Dinesh's daughter, my stepdaughter, Danielle, was there with her husband and my son, Justin. I have a daughter, Juliana, who's in college. Oops, and I said her name. She goes to A&M, and she didn't want to go.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, she was not a fan, so she didn't want to go. No. But I have to say, we did our Christmas card with Trump. He's we're sitting there with him, and she's not there, and she goes, Mom, do you think you can like Photoshop me in there?
Well, you didn't go. Why didn't you go? Have you convinced her since to like be a Trump fan at least, or no?
I think she regretted it. I think she did.
But is she now a Trump fan at least, or not really?
Yeah,
because
no.
I asked that question because, I'm conservative. I didn't vote for President Trump last time, but I will this time. But my daughter, who I love, obviously she's my daughter, but she and I don't always agree. And she's a teenager, so obviously she's not going to agree with anything I say because I'm her dad. And she's probably going to kill me for saying this, but we're always butting heads on politics. So I'm wondering if that same thing is happening to you with your daughter in college. Is that happening or no?
Well, it happens, but my daughter is not political.
Okay.
So if she was political, it definitely would, because she leans that way, if you get my drift.
Yeah.
right? So yeah, so she doesn't, we don't talk politics because she doesn't like politics.
Yeah, that's kind of like my daughter and I try not to talk about it, but she's like, "That's all you ever want to talk about, Dad." She's like, "Well, I enjoy it. I like." She's gonna kill me because she watches my show sometimes. So she's like, I can imagine she's gonna text me, "Dad, why are you saying that?" Well, not. She doesn't have a phone. The movie is how long is the movie, and how can we get access to the movie so that we can be able to watch it? Because it comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So the movie is your typical 90-minute movie. It's a documentary that's long, maybe 90 minutes to 100 minutes, something like that. And you can get it on iTunes.
Okay.
It's a bunch of platforms. It's Dish, it's iTunes, it's Amazon Prime, it's Google Play, and one other one, but anyway, several others. But
Yeah,
anyway, those are the main ones.
You can get it tomorrow, and you can buy it. You can
In
rent
demand.
on demand. Any way you can usually get your movies. Please buy it and watch it, and support conservative media, because that seems to be what you all are doing. You all are doing something I think is amazing. You and Dinesh, and there's also Nick Searcy, are in conservatives in Hollywood. How is that possible? How are conservatives going to be able to get into that media so that conservatives get to be able to pay for what they want to watch and not be giving money to Hollywood and the leftists and making them rich?
Well, Roman, basically we did a movie called Infidel that's in the theaters right now. And by the way, I wanted to just do a shout out to Harlingen, because Harlingen Market is one of our biggest movie goers. So it was amazing because I saw all these cities, right? Las Vegas, San Diego, and then it had Harlingen, and I was like, yes.
That's good. That's a good sign.
Yes.
So I have not seen Infidel because I'm a germaphobe and I'm not going to go see it in the movies, but I'm going to wait for it to be able to rent it. When can we see that movie to rent? Not to keep people from going to the movies. When is that available?
So it's available on demand about 70 days after it's out of the theaters. So basically in a couple of months, maybe late November, you'll be able to download that one, and then of course buy DVDs or whatever on that, because it went in the theater. The theater has like a monopoly over that, and so they don't allow. And there are some movies that could be seen on both platforms, but typically not. It has to be like a really big blockbuster Hollywood type thing. And again, it's typically not done that way. Usually there's a runway after the theater. Actually, it's 70 days after the start of the movie. So our movie started September 18th. So it's 70 days after that, that it'll be available. For all of us germaphobes, me being one of them. So Roman, don't feel bad. As you know, I'm just now with COVID, I'm like over the top. Yeah. It's bad, really bad. But, and I was like this in 1999 before COVID even existed. Yeah. So it's, but anyway, I digress. So, but yes, so tomorrow, really exciting. We decided, I think I told you before the show, that we were going to release Trump Card in the theater August 7th. But at the time, only about 20% of the theaters, 80% were closed. Mm-hmm. Only 20% were open. And there was just no way that we could pay back our investors, because these movies, they take a lot of money to make. A lot of times people are always telling us, oh, make a movie about this, make a movie about that. And I'm like, guys, these movies are really expensive to make. Trump Card was about 10 million in with marketing, production and marketing. And then Infidel was about 20 million. So in order to, and the theater keeps half of the revenue. So in order to pay everyone back, we have to make double of the movie in order to pay them back, not make any money at all. So this is why it's a little bit scary for a lot of the movies in Hollywood right now, because with the 50% capacity, there's no way that movies can make money.
Right.
And now I'm praying that COVID next year will be a thing of the past and everything will go back to normal, but it's taken a big toll on theaters. We were just told last week that Regal was going to close all their theaters in America. And Regal is a big chain, and a big chunk of the money comes from there. So it's thank you, Jackie. Yay. But I have my glasses on this time so I can read all the comments.
Yeah.
Last time I wasn't wearing my glasses, so I couldn't see anything. I was like, oh, what's that? Oh,
yeah, these are
anyway,
comments. Awesome.
Oh, thank you, Claudia. Thank you.
We have a lot of people actually have seen it that I know, but I'll talk to you. I don't want to interrupt you. So Regal's closing.
Yeah.
So making it very difficult.
Yeah, it's making it very difficult because that's 20% of our revenue right now is Regal Theaters. So you know, we're gonna hang in there. We're urging people that are not germaphobes like us to go and support it. But yeah, I mean, it's, the really cool thing about it is how much Jim Caviezel, the star of the show, loves the movie. He really believes in it, and he believed in the character from the get-go. And it was kind of a God kind of sent me his name, and I kept saying, I want him to play the lead. I want him to play the lead. And by miracle of all miracles, he played the lead, because our director didn't even think he was going to be able to get him to do that. And when Jim read the script, he was like, because he wanted him to play a smaller role, because he thought, well, maybe he'll play a smaller role, right? So when he read the script, he goes, this is me. This is Doug. I want to play this role. So, I mean, literally, I sobbed. I was so emotional when this happened. It was like amazing. But, to get a movie in the theater is not easy either. You have to have distribution. First, you make the movie. Well, first you find the money to make the movie.
Right.
Then you find the money to market the movie. And then you find a distributor for the movie, like Cloudburst is our distributor, right? Mm-hmm. Then that's when things happen. But if you can't find a distributor, you can't put your movie in the theater. They just won't do it. And a lot of independent movies don't go in the theater. They just don't. So we're very blessed that we were able to do that. But the way that that we can make more movies, more conservative movies for people to go see, is by supporting the movies we're making now. Right. Because it's kind of a chain reaction. If they're successful, we can make more movies because we can get investors to invest. Unfortunately, these investors are, they're very, money conscious. And if the movie doesn't make money back for them, they're not going to invest again. Right. So we really want people to support them in order to be able to make more. And right now, it's really cool. We have a horror movie. I love horror. A lot of people don't like, our age don't like horror movies, but I've always loved
them. Probably.
So right now we have one that is getting the VFX ready to go, with the special effects. It was filmed in Prague. I'm not going to give away the title yet because that's
okay. You're going to come on at some point and talk to us about that movie.
Oh yeah.
As long as the CGI is better than MJ Hager's stupid CGI graphics. They disgust me. They're horrible. The one that's running against John Cornyn. They better be better than that. Those CGI.
Oh no, it will be. It's an amazing movie. It was made in Prague. We filmed it all in Prague, so it's really creepy with the cathedrals and all. I mean, it's amazing. It is amazing. So this movie, I think we're gonna wait until everything's back to normal, and we're gonna try to put it in the theater. We're hoping and praying that the theaters will be okay by then. But remember that if we don't put the movie in the theater, it will be on video on demand, So I mean, you will be able to see it. It's just that we really want it in the big screen.
Yeah.
It's
It's not the same
so.
a 55 or 65-inch TV, and then not everybody has those kind of TVs, and even then, it's not as great as big screen.
Oh yeah.
The popcorn I miss all that. Even as a germaphobe, I would still go to the movie theater. I miss it so much. I had a routine and everything. Guys, if you have questions for Debbie, please, make them, put them on Facebook, put them on YouTube. Please like and share our video. We want as many questions as possible because we'll talk a little bit more about Trump card, but I want to get into the vice presidential debate next week and politics. So feel free to ask your questions on that. Trump card, the overall message of Trump card, it seems to be Trump is the only choice for us again. Is that essentially the plot of the documentary, or the point?
Yeah. So basically, we are.
You know what? Maybe it's okay. We watch the trailer.
Absolutely.
Let's watch the trailer. Yeah, let's do the trailer, guys. Before we talk more on Trump card, Josh, can you do trailer for Trump card? We've already seen it when we had you on before, and Dinesh was able to watch it with us. Dinesh is not here with us, so he won't be able to do it.
He's in Florida.
Don't worry. Myra, our friend Myra from Latinos for Trump, is in Florida right now.
I know, yeah.
So maybe they'll see each other. You never know, because she'll be working it. Josh, you ready with the trailer?
Yeah, let's roll.
Awesome.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
A house divided against itself cannot stand.
We are in a cold civil war. I see a threat to the very reason I came to America.
America was never great! America was never great!
Are we losing our country?
We must begin the work of dismantling the whole system of oppression.
Are we becoming the United States of socialism? Who's behind it?
Our country should be more fearful of white man.
They control the black community, they control the black vote.
The president spoke tonight as if
they don't want to hear the truth, the media, and I almost feel like they gloat when there's a mass shooting.
My hands are being put in handcuffs, my ankles are shacked.
A period of 18 months, I went through 23 different audits or investigations.
29 FBI agents with assault weapons.
Why, it's evil.
Joe Biden offshored the corruption. He has become incredibly soft in his criticism of China.
Growth in China is overwhelmingly in our interest.
It is directly linked to the fact that his son was doing multiple deals with the Chinese government.
What is the fundamentalist and jihadi agenda for America?
The future of America has to be Muslim.
What you're saying is that there is serious Middle Eastern and specifically radical Islamic intervention into U.S. politics.
Exactly, and I think it's more dangerous than the so-called Russian collusion.
They want to beat us into submission.
And before I could even catch my footing, then all the hits kept coming.
They want to make us into worms.
How many fingers am I holding up, Winston? 4.
Who will stop them?
That America will never be a socialist country.
Are those fireworks? Hi guys. How were those fireworks the same fireworks that were used at the RNC? I don't think so, but they were pretty cool. What I love. Hey Ray, welcome Royal. Please like and share the video, Ray. I noticed the anger of the left in that video. Claudia's saying I go see them and then I buy the DVDs to support this kind of movies. Awesome, great job. Please do that. So tomorrow, make sure you buy it. I'm probably gonna buy it tonight, and that was me making the comment, so thanks for while we were watching the trailer. the anger of the left. Hey, Mari.
Hi, Mari.
The anger of the left is, and Mari can talk to us a little bit about that. Yesterday in McAllen, there was a Trump supporter who was holding a Trump flag because they were trying to, excite the people. They were doing phone banking while the vice president's debate was happening and whatnot, because the headquarters is there for the Hidalgo County GOP. And somebody came in and slugged I guess it was slugged. There's video of it. Myra, I think, shared it on Twitter. And there is this anger, takes the flag that he was having, throws it on the ground, trying to defend themselves. The anger of the left is crazy. And you can see that in the trailer. Is that part of the message of the movie? And why the left is so unhinged in many respects?
Well, it's an expose of their tactics and what they do to divide America, right? One of the parts of the division, of course, comes with identity politics. So we call it identity socialism, because it's not just rich against the poor, which of course that is your typical socialism ideology, right? Is robbing Peter to pay Paul. And that is, of course, what happened in Venezuela. But what also happened in Venezuela that I see happening here is the attack on the individual. In other words, if you are a certain race, they use it against you or for you. And so they divide you instead of unifying you, instead of saying, you know what, we're all different colors. And by the way, I did Ancestry.com, and I am everything. It's so funny. I mean, it's hilarious. Believe it or not, I'm not only Native American, but I'm also African. I'm Black from Africa, 10%. So I mean, I am like everything, right? So instead of people embracing all of your ethnicities and your race, they use it to divide you. And the left and Democrats in particular have done this for years. They do it now more than ever. Before it was, oh, you know what, you're poor and they're rich and they're never going to give you anything. That was kind of their motto. And now it's, you know what, they're white and you're not. And they hate you, and you're Hispanic, and you're an immigrant, and you're this and you're that, and they hate you. So see what I mean? They just want the hate, and of course, the really ridiculous thing is that Trump is not, and I repeat, not a racist. This man might be a lot of things, but a racist is not one of them. But they use that. Why? Because they want to create this false illusion that Trump is a racist when he's not, that Trump is a fascist. Do they know what fascism is? Fascism is state control. Since when do Republicans want to control the state? They want industry to be private, right? They don't want to socialize hospitals, socialize the oil industry. That's a fascist government. That's not what we are. So why are they calling us a fascist government when that's not what we are? So the lies. So in this movie, we go through all of those lies. We unravel them, and we allow the viewer to see for themselves the lies that are perpetrated upon them, so that in the end they can make the decision of, you know what? I know what I am and I know what I'm not. And I'm going to vote for Donald J. Trump because he's the only one that believes in freedom. And he's the only one that is going to keep us from being a socialist country.
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny is I have a cousin in Venezuela. When can we pay?
Yeah, I was going to interrupt you.
I'm like reading that too. So I have a cousin in Venezuela that literally tells me Donald J. Trump is the only hope for Venezuela, for them
yeah,
to get back to a free market non-socialist government. So, Donald Trump is not just going to do that in America. He's going to prevent it from happening in other countries, and he's going to save the people of Venezuela because of some things that he can do in office. And so they're very excited about Donald Trump. Even my Venezuelan family, believe it or not. And
that's why that he's getting support. Venezuelans, are they generally in Florida or where? Because we do have a significant Hispanic population in Venezuela.
Yeah. So I was actually on a podcast last week. I think it was Friday. It was Venezuelans for Trump. There's a really big Venezuelan community in Miami, and there are some in New York and Texas, Dallas, Houston, Katy, Texas. And they understand what is at stake. And they know that the Democrats are exactly like Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro and the Socialist Party of Venezuela. They recognize all the signs: going after your political opponent, lying about your opponent, confiscating wealth, distributing wealth, socializing healthcare, saying you're going to get free this, free that, free, and we're free. Nothing's free, but they love to use that term because they want to dangle the candy so that you think that you're going to get, something for nothing. And so they recognize it. It's instinctive. They go, oh my gosh, they act, Obama acts just like Hugo Chavez. Biden acts just like Hugo Chavez. Kamala Harris acts just like Hugo Chavez. So they recognize it. And I'm really happy because I've been preaching this for a long time. In fact, I did a presentation about 10 years ago, and it was basically the parallels of the Venezuelan left and the American left. And I point out all of the same parallels. Gun confiscation, the fact that they want to take away your guns. I mean, that is what they did in Venezuela, and the way they did it was the same propaganda they use here. Oh, come on. If you love your loved one, you won't have a gun. You'll give your gun away. You'll give it to us. And then when everybody had no guns, guess what happened? Not only did the criminal thugs that were sanctioned by the government, intimidate them, but the government did too. So they're left with nothing. Citizens can't defend themselves against the government or criminals. And this is something that is, preached by the Democrats.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's very.
Two questions. There was a couple comments. Why? I think Deb. I want to go back to it. When can we pay it? That was a question for Diana De La Rosa. When can we pay it?
Well, you pay for the movie when you download it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do it starting tomorrow if you want to do it. Starting tomorrow, Amazon Prime. If you have Dish, on demand, in demand, Google Play.
Thank you, Claudia.
There's another question that I don't know, Josh. Again, Josh is Josh, so he's not me anymore.
Sorry.
It's okay. There was another question that said, "I believe what God has started," from Claudia. I believe what God has started, He will finish. I believe we will have for Trump for 4 more years. And Ray, you're right. Free.
Amen, Claudia.
Ray also says the next one was exactly anyone. From Claudia, it's anyone that comes in this country can recognize the plan of Democrats. They're good.
Yeah, because we have seen it in our own countries. Exactly. And that is the truth. We can recognize it for what it is. And you know what? If people, because in Venezuela, people were duped into voting for Hugo Chavez in 1999. Why? Because they didn't know he was going to expropriate their house, their business. They didn't know he was going to be a socialist like that. And so, because why? He doesn't tell the truth. These people are not honest. Joe Biden is not going to tell you that you're not going to have the same doctor that you're used to, because when he socializes medicine completely, we're going to essentially have medicine that is worth nothing. We won't have, we'll have like you think it's hard to see your doctor now? Just wait until it becomes socialized. They will literally, if you have something that they'll say, okay, well, we have an appointment available next year. If you don't die before then, you can come to the, to your appointment. I mean, literally, that is what socialized medicine will do.
Yeah.
And, I just want people to recognize it. The other thing too is they're like, oh yeah, but you're going to tax the rich. Well, the rich in this country are most of the people that are business owners, and in fact they're not really rich, but they make an amount of money so that they can have their business. Well, if they're taxed at a really high percentage, and if Democrats had their way, it would be 70% or more, they would not be able to hire you and pay you the $15 an hour that they're saying they want you to have. So, you can't have it both ways. So they, the demonization of rich people is just got to stop. And again, this is another one of those signs that socialists, and to be honest, you think that these socialists don't like money because they're always demonizing it? No, they love it. They just love getting it from you. They're charitable with your money. And most of them make a lot of money from the government. For example, Hugo Chavez was a billionaire when he died. His daughter is one of the richest women in the world, and Venezuela is starving. So, Hillary Clinton, they made so much money. They literally, when they left the White House, they were broke, and then they made all this money on their foundation. And that's another thing in the movie. We're going to reveal now. A lot of things have already started to unfold with Biden's sons and his family.
Right.
But we're going to lay it out. You're going to see that family racket that they've become billionaires. His family, because of these sweetheart deals that these horrible countries made with Biden. China being one of them. So, I mean, this is just, this movie's going to lay it all out. So I'm really excied for everybody to see it.
Yeah,
because,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. There's so many nuggets. I mean, it's like we have a lot of different things. We have Andrew Pollock, who was the father of Meadow Pollock. Meadow died in Parkland at the Parkland shooting. And he is actually a pro Second Amendment person. And he talks about the reason his daughter died. And it's not about guns. So Dinesh interviews him. I interview Gabby Franco, a Venezuelan marksman. She was a Olympic champion shooter. This woman is on fire. We actually interviewed her at a gun range in Dallas. And lots of fun. I got to shoot an AK-47, and I mean, it's like
I've never done that.
But anyway, but it's in the movie, and we talked to her about the parallels of Venezuela and everything. So we are going to talk about Venezuela. A lot of my family and friends, were like, Debbie, you have to talk about Venezuela. So we are. The movie will have an element of Venezuela. So Trump will be in the movie, spliced in there. But as I told you, we couldn't interview him because of COVID. And so we were basically, we saw him in November, and then we're like, okay, we're coming back to interview you for the movie. And he was all excited about it. And then COVID happened. So
don't worry, I'm sure as many people claim that the COVID will go away on November 4th, regardless of what happens with the presidential election. Ray says they get us because the idea makes sense, but behind the moves are a complete loss for the United States citizens. Do not believe the lies.
Yes.
There are comments, Josh. Okay, there you go. What really gets me upset that these people forget that we vote for them, so they should work for us. Yet they feel entitled to do whatever is good for them.
Well, Claudia, it's about power. That's the reason they do it. They want the power to tell you what to do. I mean, I get it. I'm a germaphobe, but look at how they're blaming Trump for the economy that they themselves caused. See what I mean? It's like literally, and I do this analogy all the time. It's like the arsonist is the firefighter who comes out to put out the fire that he set. That's the Democratic Party. And, you know, they are just as corrupt as can be. So anyway, I could go on and on about it, but
help
it's true.
come in. Yeah, absolutely, Deanna. I think there's another comment. I'm sorry, but where can I get the movie? Also, would DVD be available in Spanish?
So typically DVDs have captions, and they have different languages that you can set. The DVD, you can download the movie on Amazon Prime, iTunes, Dish, Google Play, In Demand. So anyway, all of those platforms, when you rent a movie, it's just like a regular movie that you rent on your own television. And I think on your TV, you can go in and set the language, but I'm pretty sure that when you get the DVD, you can also do that as well, and the closed caption and everything.
And you told us before the show that Amazon is, oh gosh, yeah, wait, they blamed him yesterday for the toilet paper short. Yeah, that really got me. That statement, I was like,
Can you believe this? This is literally the arsonist that set that, and then he comes back and he's like, oh, let me put it out. And he set the fire himself.
Yeah. I was shocked by the toilet paper shortage comment by Kamala Harris. Good evening, gentlemen. Hey, Sochi, how you doing? Welcome.
Hi.
Where were you, Sochi? Were you watching the debate that Erasmo was doing? Is that where you were at? You were not with us?
Leave Sochi alone. She's a super fan.
It's okay.
Hi, Sochi. I was wondering how you say her name.
Yeah, Sochi. There you
Sochi.
go. I don't know how to say your last name, though.
Cerda.
Talamantes, I'm assuming?
Talamantes Cerda.
There you go. Sochi's a good friend. She's awesome. She's very conservative. Awesome. You're welcome, Claudia.
Was Claudia born in Venezuela, or was she born here?
I'm curious. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, Claudia, and we'll let Debbie know.
Okay.
Marcia Ruger, I think, made a comment. Democrat governors have laid waste to too many states. Look at Pennsylvania. Wolf is out of control. He is. Como dices, mi mamá te llevan las piernas y luego te dan las muletas.
Muletas. Sí, claro. So they break your legs and then they give you the crutches.
That's what they do. The debate last night. Well, I lost my train of thought because of the comments. I really appreciate comments. Please make as many comments as you can, guys. The debate last night. What did you think of it? I'm just curious what your impression is. Today we had, and I'll converse on that. Last night I saw Never Trump Republicans and go off on a tangent saying, oh my God, did you see that look that Mike Pence gave to her? I've seen that look before. That's how many men have given me looks in my professional world, and I can't believe somebody would actually think that's a good tactic. And my argument to that is Mike Pence is probably one of the calmest people. He could probably read an AC/DC song out loud and bore you to sleep. I mean, just he's that boring. And so if he's triggering you, Never Trump Republican woman, he'll trigger anybody. And it's a shame that happened. You can't have a conversation with a woman before they start calling you, oh, you're mansplaining. We had Nicole Wallace say, oh, I don't think even Mike Pence was any good. He was flaccid. Those are the kind of comments we were getting. And I'm thinking, Nicole Wallace, Steve Schmidt, the Lincoln Project, you Never Trumpers with the McCain campaign, you were failures in 2008 and you're jealous. That is what's happening. You are jealous, absolutely. So all that encompassed, they're trashing Mike Pence. What did you think of the debate last night? And do you really think that these Never Trumpers were wrong last night?
Well, first of all, I don't know if most people know this, but Mike Pence is an extremely, extremely devoted husband to his wife. He won't have lunch with a woman by himself. He won't even get in an elevator with a woman by himself. He made this pledge to his wife, and I love it. I mean, I think it is amazing. So Mike Pence is not that way. I don't know if this is what she was alluding to, but he's definitely not that way. The other thing that really makes me mad is, first of all, I'm not a feminist. I don't believe, and if I were a feminist, I would not want to make myself the weak party. In other words, I wouldn't be pointing out things about a man. Oh, look how he looked at me. Look how he did this and blah, 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 blah. Because if I'm trying to be his equal, then I need to not make it an issue, you know? So again, women that are this way make it an issue. And why? Why do they make it an issue? Because they don't feel like they're equal. They actually don't. If they did, if they felt like, you know what, I'm equal to this man, I should be treated like the same as him, I should be paid the same as him, then act like it, right? Don't act like you're a victim. I don't act like a victim. I hate victimhood. So, again, women that are this way, really get on my last nerve, because if you really truly believe that you are equal, then act like it. That being said, the debate, I thought he was very succinct on his answers. He laid it out like it is. He said, we've done this, and this. You have not. And Kamala Harris was very dishonest from the get-go. She was very arrogant, vile. I mean, she, just her body language was like, yeah, like I'm just, I'm gonna get you. That was her attitude from the beginning. And she did lie about a lot of things, and she twisted a lot of things. For example, the COVID, and I think that. I loved it when he said, during the H1N1, when Obama and Biden were in charge, more people died, or more people caught it than people had caught COVID, right? So 60 million Americans got H1N1, 7 million have gotten COVID. So your response to H1N1, and it wasn't even that lethal, was worse, right? So he was trying to make that case, but she wouldn't have it. She just doesn't want to hear the truth. She doesn't want to hear facts. And she basically wants to blame Trump for the virus. Trump did shut down the border with China from the very beginning. And as you know, Nancy Pelosi went out in Chinatown and she's like, oh yes, we love Chinese people, la, 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 when Trump was doing this. And so she herself was trying to say that Trump was wrong in closing the border. Biden said he was wrong. And then all of a sudden they changed their mind and they say that he didn't do enough, when he actually did enough. When you have a pandemic, it's very difficult to shut anything down. When you have people, you're going to intermingle, and a virus is going to spread. I mean, that's just the way it is. We were told that if we didn't shut down America, that we would have about 200 million cases. Millions of people dead. I mean, literally, it was going to be almost all of America catching COVID if we didn't do this, right? So we did, and it's well under what they predicted. Yes, it's bad. COVID is a really bad virus. Thank you, Chinese Communist government, for giving it to us. But the reality is we have to deal with it, and we're just going to have to live with it until it's exterminated. And until we find a vaccine or until we have herd immunity, we're going to have to live with it. But again, they want to shut down the economy, and they love the economy being shut down. Why? Because if the jobless numbers are huge, they can blame it on Trump. See, they were trying to take credit for something Trump did by saying that it was actually Obama that did it, right? Do you remember all those years when Obama was blaming Bush for for all the deficits and everything, and for the economy being so bad? He was blaming Bush, and then so it wasn't his fault. And then the credit when Trump came in was because of him. Yeah. I mean, these people, you cannot keep up with these people.
It's hard. It's difficult.
Right?
We don't want to miss some of these comments. Remember, guys, it's not Manning the Manning station, Josh, so he might miss a few here and there. Sylvia Hernandez said, I teach adult ESL and had a few Venezuelan, there you go, students. Their stories are so sad. They told me Obama was taking us down that path. Thank God we stopped it. I agree. Awesome.
Sylvia, yeah. So Obama, basically the 8 years that Obama did caused so much harm to America that if we don't win this election and we have Biden and Harris take over and they just literally they stack the court, because that's what they're going to do. That's what Hugo Chavez did. He stacked his court. And once you have the Supreme Court laying the law of the land and upholding those laws that you do, you pretty much can do whatever you want. And that is exactly why they want to have 13 or 14 or 15 justices, because they want to have a foolproof Supreme Court for them.
Yeah.
And so it's very telling that Kamala Harris and Biden are not saying that they're going to stack the court. They don't want to say who they want to stack the court with, or the fact that they want to, even though they did mention it. They will lie because they don't want you to know the truth.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you bring that up, because they do not want to answer that question. He didn't want to answer it again today in Arizona. Some media people are like, "This is just strange. Just say no and you're done," and they won't even say that, which is insane. And I don't think people realize how important it is that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris don't win. Claudia is saying she was born in Mexico City, but she does have family from her dad's side in Venezuela. The next comment was from Marsha. Frankly, I think Pence did a great job. He was controlled and at no point seemed flustered. He was prepared. Harris didn't really address any question with a legitimate response, and to me seemed condescending, not to Pence, but to the viewers. It's telling when the left just wants to talk about a damn fly. Yes, I agree. The fly is crazy. I saw local reporters from Channel 4 like, oh my God, I can't believe that the Biden campaign was so ready with that fly swatter. They're really on top of it. And I'm like, really? That's our local news woke reporters from Channel 4.
You know what I told my aunt? My aunt texted me. She goes, Debbie, are you seeing the fly on his head? And I go, yes, it's Satan.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because that got what's his name? From InfoWars in trouble, and then Steve Smith brought it up, and now the left is like, he was so right. He's so right. But and I'm not a fan of Alex Jones from InfoWars at all. I have friends who like him. I do not. But it's really ironic that it's okay for Steve Smith to say that mark of the Satan, the mark of the devil, but
no, but it's not Satan on Pence. It's because Satan doesn't want Pence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not that Pence is. No, Kamala Harris is.
Well, I don't think Steve Smith meant it that way this morning.
No. I meant it that way.
Okay, there you go. You meant it that way. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're going to do rapid fire. And because I've been told by my buddy Zach Cantu, KURV, that I don't do a good introduction of it. Don't worry, we're working on it. So you've been ready for it. So we're going to do rapid fire. If it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes. If it's not, great. I just have a few of them. So guys, if you have your rapid fire questions, I'm hopeful that Josh can handle all your rapid fire questions. Are you ready, Josh, to be able to get some of those? Let me do mine first, and then we'll play along. All right, you ready? Better entrance music. Hail to the Chief, which is for the president, or Hail Columbia, which is for the vice president. Very weird. Have you ever heard Hail Columbia?
No, I like Hail to the Chief.
Yeah, so do I. But Hail to the Chief. Yeah, Hail Columbia was the unofficial national anthem up until the 1930s. I don't know if you knew that, but there you go. Pumpkin spice or gingerbread cookies?
I have acid reflux, so none of them.
Okay, never mind. Okay, favorite hot chocolate?
Favorite hot chocolate?
Yeah, like the flavor that you would make, like Popular or Abuelitas.
Oh, you know what? I don't drink hot chocolate, so I don't think I have a favorite. No. I mean, Nestle maybe, but yeah.
Okay, hot chocolate. You did coffee. Your favorite coffee?
Oh, flavor? Yeah, cinnamon dolce latte.
Okay, you know that one. They're great. Would you prefer a cappuccino or a latte? Which one?
Latte.
Cool.
I make my own.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. You have any rapid fire questions, Josh? Alex or Stephen Kendrick?
Okay, this is going to be really bad, but I don't know who those people are.
Neither do I, Debbie, so don't feel bad.
I don't know who they are, Claudia. If you can explain
Okay,
who they are.
Claudia, I'm 54 years old. I graduated in 1984.
Yeah, but you look so young, Debbie. You look actually younger than me, which is shameful that I look as old. The next one.
Ready for the next one?
Think Chicago. Deep dish pizza or thin crust pizza?
Okay, so when I was 18, it was deep dish. Now that I'm 54, it's thin crust.
Next one is movies or plays.
Well, I like both. So, it's if I'm in New York, plays. If I'm home, movies. Obviously, I can't watch a play at home.
Coffee or tea is the next question. Coffee or tea?
Well, I only drink lattes, so they have to have a lot of milk. I don't drink black coffee, so between the two, probably coffee.
Okay. Next, English, Spanish, or Spanglish?
So I don't like to do Spanglish. So I either I speak Spanish or I speak English. Así que nada más hablo español o I speak inglés, but I don't do both.
Yeah, it's very ranch. It's very rancho. It's like I don't like it either.
When I came when I was 10 from Venezuela, I used to like get really bent out of shape when people would do the Spanglish because I didn't like it. I was like, either you speak either you speak all Spanish or all English, but please don't mix the two. But you know what? My mom does it all the time. So when I'm in Harlingen, hey.
Okay, I'm going to ask one. Movie theater style popcorn or ultimate butter popcorn?
Ultimate butter.
Okay.
All right. Now we have the Ray Martinez sponsored question, chess or checkers?
Chess, and only because I love to watch my husband play chess. I don't even know how to play, but he just looks so smart playing. He loves to play chess, and he plays on the computer because it kind of relaxes him. And so chess.
Okay. All right. I think spring or fall? Spring
fall.
Or fall.
I love fall. October is my favorite month, actually.
Really?
Not this October, but every other October.
Okay. Next one, another one.
That's it for now. I have one though. Lincoln, Trump, or Reagan?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a hard one because I've met Reagan. I've met Trump, of course, not Lincoln. Hello. But those are my three favorite presidents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Washington.
Here we go. Here's another new one, Miss Debbie. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Okay. I have not seen either.
Okay.
I've never seen any Star Wars and I've never seen any Star Trek.
Okay.
I'm not a sci-fi person.
It's okay. No, it's not a big deal. Is that it for rapid fire? Anybody else have any? If not, it's
they're so much fun.
I know. I like doing rapid fire every once in a while. A dog or cat? That's a good one.
Dog.
Do you all have a dog in the house or outside the house?
We travel too much. We don't have any pets.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. We're each other's pet.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. That's a little too. But I said this last time to Dinesh, to your husband, like you're very, he's very lucky to have you all. And I can see you blossom. I mean, you all make a very, very handsome, cute, awesome couple.
We're very much in love, and it's I think that we're very gooey with each other, and I think our kids are like, oh guys, like, here we go again, because we are, we still hold hands.
It's gross, Mom. It's gross, Dad.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know that your stepdaughter has a book that's come out that I guess it's very, very popular or going to be popular. I think
yes, it's called The Choice, and you can get that anywhere where they sell books. And it's a very smart look at the debate, the pro-life debate, the pro-choice debate. And basically she takes it and she turns it around. All the scientific reasons why you can have an abortion, she turns it all around. It's a really great book.
Yeah, cool.
I
Maria Flores, I didn't read Sochi's question, and Sochi's comment was, what did she say? 54. I would have thought early 40s. That's what Sochi just said. And then another comment is, great answer on the language. Marcia said the same. I would have thought early 40s. Sochi said, what did Sochi write?
Sochi wrote what? She's 54.
She looks amazing, so pretty. So they really like you, Debbie. So Maria Flores is asking, how did you all meet? Right? That's the question that Maria is asking, Josh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How did we meet? Well, through politics, because I was doing all these presentations. So that's how. Yeah. Venezuela, Obama.
Yeah.
Bill Ayers.
There you go. No, yeah, Maria is a friend. I think it's who I think it is. Very much involved in the Tea Party in 2010. I don't think you ever got a chance to meet Debbie in Harlingen, Maria. But you came down a few times, if I'm not mistaken, into Harlingen.
Miss Debbie, my apologies for this one, but I don't want to get in trouble if I don't show it.
That wasn't a good thing to say about me speaking Spanglish.
Mom!
Mom was watching you. She was watching you.
I know your mom, and I don't want to get in trouble with her.
What I want to do next is, it's okay. No, it's okay. You're just going to get in trouble with your mom. It's okay.
Mom,
there was another one. It's another one. Marcia apparently asked late. Fly.
English all you want, Mom.
A fly or drive was another one that Marcia asked. Fly or drive, which would you prefer?
Wait, what?
Fly.
Fly in an airplane or drive.
Yeah, not the fly. Not the fly. Not that fly.
I like to drive. I don't like to fly, but I have been flying so much. Well, before COVID, not since COVID, but before COVID, I get airsick. So I prefer to drive.
Mm. Well, then you need to talk to Manny because he's in the airline industry at some point. He is. So talk to Manny. Maybe he can help. But I don't know. We don't have Manny. We'll have. By the way, guys, we are going to do a real talk real late tonight with Manny. Manny will be where he's supposed to be. So we're doing that at 11:30. We won't. It'll probably just be me and Manny. So all you ladies out there that want my eye candy back, you can come on and watch the show because I feel so. I don't want to say I feel jealous, but they come and watch him and it just googly eyes over Manny, and me on the other hand, it's just Roman. It's okay. Debbie, I am so happy that you came on the show again. I want you to come on the shows anytime you want, because I truly believe that the fact that you are a national figure, you are, whether anybody doesn't understand, you are. You and Dinesh are a conservative power couple, not just nationally, but in Texas. But the fact that you're from the Valley can massively help us in the Rio Grande Valley to make us conservative. Do you feel that that's even possible in the Valley through leadership like yours and other people?
I do because I believe that a lot of people they don't know the truth. They've never been educated. No one has ever taken the time to talk to them about the party platforms and do they actually know what they're voting for? Do they know that if, for example, they don't feel that abortion is something that women should have the right to do whenever they want, unless it's medically necessary, just to kill your unborn child just because you don't want it to come into the world. That's on their platform. Do they want to vote for a party that actually not only endorses it, but cheers for it? Do they want that? A party that is okay with a baby being born alive and then smothering it in the closet? Are they, they're voting for this. Do they really understand what they're pulling the lever for? Do they understand what the fact that these Democrats tell them one thing and do another? Do they understand that anything that the government can give you, they can take away from you? Do they understand that living in a country of freedom is better than living in a country that's full of tyrants and the government wanting to take over everything in your life? Do they really want that? So they need to go through all of the party platforms, and this is something that you guys, because you're the leaders here, you can have a some kind of a pamphlet or something, and you put the party platform on the Republican Party platform on the right, the Democrat public platform on the left, and you let them see what they're voting for. Because until people are told the truth and until they're educated, they're going to continue to do it just because their parents did it and because their grandparents did it. So again, we can break that cycle and just, know that most people in the Valley are family, God, and country.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so why are they voting for a party that wants to dismantle the country? It just makes no sense to me. So yes, so to for your question, I do think we can do it. Whether we're going to do it this time around, I don't know, but I think we need to keep trying until we do.
No, I'm hopeful. I do. We have some good candidates in Hidalgo County running. We have some good candidates in Cameron. I don't know if any of them will be able to win. I have a feeling maybe one or two will win. I'm hopeful. And I'm gonna leave. This will be my last question, and then I'll do the closing thought question because I don't want to keep you longer than I promised you only an hour, and it's already been an hour and 13 minutes. But we've done a couple of videos, so it's okay. Because I don't know if we're going to have you on again before the election.
Oh, I'd love to come on before the election.
Yeah, sure. I want you to. Yes, because I would. There was an Emerson poll that came out a couple of days ago that said, I think it was either specifically Pennsylvania or national, I can't remember, that said that Trump voters, 80% of them were going to vote in person versus 19% voting mail-in, and 1%, I guess, didn't know what they were going to do. But it's completely different for Biden voters. It's 2/3 for Biden voters that are going to vote by mail and not in person. How much trouble that's going to cause on election night is nutty. What are your thoughts on the mail-in versus in-person debate? And do we want Democrats voting by mail?
Well, as you know, there have been many instances where people get multiple voting ballots, right? They get multiple ballots, and also, a deceased person will get a ballot, and someone magically votes for them, and they're dead. Or it's an illegal immigrant that is voting when they shouldn't be voting. And who does this? The Democrats. I don't know of a single Republican that does this. I mean, there might be, but I don't know of any. Most of the people that fraudulently place a vote are on that side of the aisle. So I do think it's a problem. As much of a germaphobe as I am going to go and vote. We have early voting, so there are many days that you can go vote. You don't have to go the day of the election. You can go before. I believe in Texas, you can start October 13th.
And I'm not happy about that, quite frankly. It should only be 2 weeks. That's the election.
It should only be 2 weeks. I get it, but they've extended it, so now there's no excuse. Like, you can literally go in person. Now, people like my mom and my aunt, who are very, very susceptible to having a really bad reaction to COVID, I want them to vote by mail, but I've kind of made arrangements so that their ballots are dropped off at the Cameron County Republican location, so that we know that there won't be any shenanigans from the mail, from the post office. But I do believe that
you're not able to get it already, the mail-in ballot, get it for you to have it while you're still here. And then that way you can just drop it off over at Remy's office. You can do that. That's an option.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, because I think that'd be better than going through the political circles. And you can drop it off for your mom and your aunt, because that's the only place to do it. And I trust Remy. Remy's a friend. I've known him for years. He's a Democrat, but he's a very good and fit. No. He's been at Raleigh Democrat Party politics, but he is truly a smart man, and truly, I believe.
Well, why is he a Democrat?
I don't know. We've had this discussion, me and him personally, because I consider him a friend.
You know what you can do? You can have him watch Trump Card.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to work. But we try not to. Now that he's the elections administrator, we really don't talk politics. I mean, we're friends, but he's a fair man, and I respect him highly. He's supposed to come on the show at some point. It hasn't worked out yet. Because I believe he's swamped, and we were hoping to do it in September. That was when he's less swamped, but right now it might be difficult. but I think it's safe to drop it off there at Remy's office. I think that might be better, but it's up to you to do that. But I'm encouraging Democrats, vote by mail. Vote by mail. It's okay. Don't go in person. Why? Because I'm a germaphobe. This isn't me being devious that I want Democrats' votes not to count. Because if they vote by mail, there'll be less of them voting, and I don't have to have a lot of people. Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Marcia. I will have a lot of people not voting in person. I can do it easier because I don't want, I'm a social anxiety. The less people, if they're all voting by mail, we're what, 70% Democrat down here. That means only gonna be 30% voting in person. Yay for me.
Yeah, but you know what, Roman, we've got to change that. It's got to be.
We do have to change that, but I'm thinking in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's gonna just be education, one person at a time. Change hearts and minds.
Yeah,
I believe it can be done.
Josh, can you go back real quick to some of these questions because I'm missing them? Marcia said, I prefer to drive. You see so much. It's true. Claudia's saying, oh boy, another night, night till 3 a.m. Probably. You never know. It's me and Manny. We've been doing, really, people watch us late at night, which is awesome. It's great. And, I appreciate anybody who watches us. It's always great. Amazing guest. Congratulations, Sochi. Sochi's a great show tonight, as always. Josh and Roman. Marcia wrote, I'm popped in quite late, but I'm impressed. Awesome, cool. And you're new, right, Marcia? You're new to our page in the last few days. So please stick around. I appreciate it. And you've been offering some really good insights and questions. So I appreciate you for sticking around. I am of the unpopular opinion that dads should have a say. Have a say. Okay. I don't understand. That's a great idea. Can RioPolitics create a post showing Republican platform for those that are not aware? You know what? I'm going to have Josh. I think Josh and Manny together would do a good job doing it. And since Josh has his Cameron County Conservatives Facebook page and we have our RioPolitics page, I think the two of them can do a good job doing it together. I'm not as technically savvy as Josh and Manny are. So yeah, it's a great idea.
That's an excellent idea. You should do it because I bet you they don't know. I bet you they don't know.
So a closing thought, a great idea. Thanks, Marcia. Again, thanks. Please like and share our page. We have a lot of new followers and viewers that we grabbed in the last few days. We jumped almost double overnight in likes and follows on our page, and I appreciate you all doing it. Our page, as you can tell with having somebody like Debbie on the show, is from a center-right perspective. We try to have as many different kinds of guests as possible. I'm not here to interrupt the guest. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to let the guests flourish and shine and ask good questions and encourage your cooperation so you all become smart. I got accused earlier, like, oh, you allowed us to be smart? It's like, well, yeah, because I don't need to be the smart one here. I mean, I could ask all the questions and only be me and be interrupting and think I'm like Rachel Maddow or whatever, or Fredo from CNN, but I'm not that, and I don't want to be that. I want to help you all learn and get your questions answered, the ones that are fair and tough. And so I appreciate you all. So please stick around with us, and as we grow our page, what's your closing thought? What didn't I ask or talk about, Debbie, that you want to tell the masses of the RioPolitics Live?
Right. Well, no, I want everybody to think about all of the things that make America great, and think about all of the things that would make America not great. And we really want to continue down that road, down that path of uncertainty. And unfortunately, I think that too many Americans just don't really know. They think it's a competition between two people. They think it's between Trump and Biden. Well, who do I like better? Oh, this guy is friendlier. This guy is really mean, blah, blah, blah. It's actually not. It's way more than just two men. It's two political ideologies that are going to dominate America. And do we want to transform America to someplace that we wouldn't recognize? Do we really want that? So you have to think of it that way. These two men they're going to come and they're going to go, but the damage that can be done from an administration that wants to have judges that don't follow the Constitution, but rather are activists, that is a long-lasting generational thing. These judges are going to be around for a long time. President's only 4. These judges are going to be around for 30 more years. Do we really want America to look like Venezuela, or do we want it to prosper? That's what we have to decide on November 3rd.
Yeah, and I hope that people take that to heart. So guys, once again, like our channel, share our channel, recommend our channel on YouTube, and recommend and like our page on Facebook. We also have a Twitter account at RioPolitics on Twitter, so please follow us there. I think we have other accounts. I don't know. Manny's the one who did all that, not me. But please, follow us on Twitter. Manny's the one who handles a lot of that stuff, not me. I just do the show, and that's kind of just what I do. And we're doing a good team. Josh helps us out, obviously, and we have other people. So please like and recommend, and please recommend our page, especially on Facebook. We're getting people that are. I don't recommend Roman because he's just something personal, and so like they're going, wah, that's just what they do. No, they sound to me like a bunch of liberals, quite frankly. And I have no problems with liberals because I have a lot of liberal friends, but they do not act like that. But they look like children. It's okay. I appreciate you, Debbie. Thank you. This is, again, RioPolitics Live.
Thank you.
We don't make the news. We don't do the news. We just help you see it. God bless.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.